And over to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey everyone. My name is Steven Sutantro, and I'm here with my one and only Coachee, Judy. Could you introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Judy Kim. I'm a Google certified trainer, innovator, and one of the Google educator group, Chi Gyeonggi, South Korea. Welcome to our session today. And first, the
Yeah,
Stevens is gonna talk about how our journey begins and to up to now. Steven?
awesome. So I think this is presentation quite unique because I'll start introducing myself. I'm Steven. I don't know, some of you probably know me. I'm currently working as at Revo Indonesia. This is my team. After 7 years being innovator, and I'm currently working as a Google for Education partner based in Jakarta, Indonesia. And I'm so excited to see you all here and joining. And Judy can click next. I used to be a social studies teacher, but I'd like to share you I joined Google Teacher Academy Southeast Asia in 2014. So I'm quite old, 7 years ago. Can you imagine that, Judy? Oh my God. But that moment actually teach me a lot about the value of being innovator is really having coach, having mentor, having coaching, having someone who go together with you. And I think you all agree with that. And I think I took it from the quote: if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Just like what we are doing today, we are working together as coach and coachee, which is very awesome. And Judy, can you click next? Yes, this
Sure.
is me in Manila, Philippines, when I joined the Google Teacher Academy. And if you're curious, what happened next after that? So I used to be a Google. I used to be Google. I used to be geography teachers, and I'm so passionate about Google Earth. And as you remember, I run the Google Earth education community in Jakarta, Indonesia. We start the community there, and we help a lot of educators to use Google Earth education. Just like you are seeing today, we are going to tell you this our story using Google Earth education tools. And I hope you have checked it out later on my story. Can you click close that, Judy? I put the link there on the Google Earth. If you can scroll down a bit, Judy.
Sure.
Yes. That's the link where you can actually explore. If you wonder, hey, what Stephen and Judy are using for telling the story, it's called Google Earth Educations, which is really awesome tools for you to tell your own story. And not only telling the story, but you have a lot of sets of amazing story prepared by Google Earth, which you can directly use at um, in your session in your classroom. And also, there's a time lapse sessions where you can actually use it for, inspiring a lot of educators and students about the change of Google Earth. So I would like to really challenge everyone here to not use PowerPoint or Google Slides. Try to be uncomfortable using Google Earth to tell the story like this. And yeah, this is pretty awesome. And now, can you go next, Judy?
Sure.
And this is my story in Jakarta, Indonesia. And in 2019, that's where I first met the amazing Judy Kim, where I actually was invited as a coach there. And that's where I met my team Avengers. Oh, you put that hard, Judy, on that. So that's Judy and me back then in 2019. And I would like to say that I'm so proud of them. But what we are going to do today, right, we're going to share with you what happened after being innovators. So I'm very excited to share. Um, really, I'm so proud after the 2019. This is where actually Judy will share a lot of her amazing story. Judy, over to you, your
Thank you
proud
very
mentor
much.
and coach.
And as you can see, we are not using any presentation slides, only using
Oh,
Google Earth to share our story with you. And both of us, we met in Singapore in 2019.
oh,
And as you can see, this is a picture of the headquarters, Google for Education in Singapore. And my innovators journey began with this question: how we can empower physically impaired and also physically challenged students to engage with the digital tools to be more independent and competent in learning. And for 3.5 days in Singapore, because I had an awesome coach and an awesome group, I came with this prototype, but I tried to stick to the three keywords for my innovation project, which is the empathy, equity, and accessibility. And I was honored to be one of the members of Education Adventures, and each one of them helped me really a lot. And then at the cohort, each coach kind of had a session to present, and then my coach, Steven, he actually shared the quote that find a group of people who challenge and inspire
Oh,
you and spend a lot of time with them, and it will change your life. And that was the quote I still remember, even it's been 3 years. And then so after I just finished the academy, came back to Korea or wherever I go, I try to just remember that. I try to find a group of people and try to just to connect to more people to inspire and challenge you to change the world. And this is the picture. I mean, you can see the whole lot of pictures of what I did at the Innovation Academy. And then we
oh,
ideated, we pivoted, we just gave the feedback together. And and this is the actually the application video I made. So if I just to play it, it's not just for me to just to play it, but I just want to show the example that when you just embed a video into your Google Earth project, you don't have to actually open the new window for your
mm,
yes YouTube. You can show everything you added in your Google Earth project. And these are actually at
oh,
the Innovators Academy, I was frustrated. I was overwhelmed. I had to come up with new ideas every 40 seconds. And also,
yeah,
about 3 days, make a prototype? No way. But there was actually some of the words given from the coaches or Liz or Andy said that, try to fall in love with not the problem. I mean, not the solution, but the problem. And also empathy is very important. And then to build the empathy with your client or the people you want to help with. And also innovation. It's not the end of this academy. That's the attitude. That's the part of your life. And my favorite part, the fail bell. So you are going to face a lot of obstacles and failures, but you have a people around. If you once you join Google Innovators community, and there are a bunch of people celebrate your failure, and then that
yeah.
keeps you move forward. And then so I successfully graduated from Innovators Academy SCA 19, and then with these beautiful people. And then
Uh,
the 36 innovators and then coaches I met there, we still keep in touch. And then actually the keyword of my innovation is empathy. So
oh,
those of you who actually participate in Innovators program, you know that depending on your project or depending on the problem, the keywords you pair up with your affirmative buddy, right? So my
mhm,
affirmative buddy, she's now my best friend, like a sister in the other universe,
mm,
and then she's a Stephanie Rostin. Right after I graduated from Singapore cohort, I flew to America to participate Google Earth Summit, but her school located nearby, so I stayed there 2 more weeks, and then share my expertise and my experience with teachers and TOSA project kind of leaders, and then train her students and participate some of the like a teachers training session. And then I was really overwhelmed because I just stepped into this community and they've been using technology for more than half decade, but they were so pleased to listen to what I've done and also what I learned during the journey of my innovators project. And also I happened to participate in one of the project session with the students. And after the session, the students wanted to kind of like share the token of appreciation and introducing themselves in Korean, even though their mother tongue is not Korean, but they wanted to say hello. And also, my name is, and then so maybe you can just get to hear how fluent they speak in Korean.
oh, fantastic.
안녕하세요. 이름은 박입니다.
Yan, got it. Yan Haseo Idaman Jora Amida. 안녕하세요. Idaman Kelly Amida.
So while I was staying in the States, I came to realize that we live in different continents We teach different type of students. We speak different languages. But if we actually looking at the same problem, we want to just to change the world to make a better place to live in and make a better education, we can just to build empathy, even just in 2 seconds. That's what I learned. So that's the journey of my empathy journey begins. And the next one is about accessibility. I always believe that accessibility is not given. It's what I acquire. So I've been teaching English in South Korea for 22 years, and I was fascinated by one of the tool called Google Earth. Unfortunately, Korea, maybe political issue or security issue, Google Earth was not really accessible back then in 2019. So I flew to the States where the Google Earth headquarters was. And then I was very lucky though, because before this cohort, only data scientists or NGO leaders, they could participate this cohort. But in 2019, the GEO Summit, they decided to invite small number of educators to work together and then advocate with the education. Maybe you can try to find out where Judy is right here. So I'm one of them. And then I just learned how I can use Google Earth from the engineer who created this tool.
That's awesome.
And this is where the headquarters was.
We have a virtual field trip.
Yes. How I can just lose that chance. And also, I was connected with one of the supervisors working in the user experience team. So got a chance to share my prototype with her and see whether I can develop my prototype with the Google. So that was also one of the fascinating experience. So through this Geo Summit, I learned not only how to use the tools, but also how I can just get the authentic information I can apply to my education, also share with my fellow educator. So that was the part of my accessibility journey. And next part is equity. Yes. Now, for me, the equity in education is always controversial, right? And I think the equity mostly is about fairness and inclusion and also opportunity in education. So especially we are living in the era where the teachers and educators are required to be fluent in international languages and digital tools. But unfortunately, the teachers that live in APAC region, or especially in Korea too, our mother tongue is not English. So after I came back from the cohort, Innovators cohort, and also Geo Summit, I tried to just to translate or interpret some of the materials, up-to-date materials in Korean, and then share with the Korean educators, and also translate some of the Chrome extensions. And also I translated both in Korean too. But for me, the equity is also kind of giving students the opportunity not to discontinue their education. So especially this year, about 136 Korean elementary school students and about 96 students in Nepal, we help them connected through Google Educators Group. So Google Educator Group, GG Gyeonggi and GG Kathmandu, Nepal, we connected like almost 200 students for 10 weeks. And you can actually just, these videos available in YouTube in GG APAC, the showcase of the students too. But what I saw was even though the corona or there could be any other virus, who knows? But we educators, we can use the digital tools for our pedagogical perspective and make sure that students can learn like across the borderline. And then I think we innovators community can devote to that part of it. And now my presentation toward almost the end. And for me, what I do care about mostly for my journey of an innovator is connectivity. Like the connectivity means really a lot to me because I was connected with a lot of people when I actually participate in Innovators Academy. Whether that is in person or virtual, I think that doesn't matter. But how much we value the relationship and then try to just to walk in the same pathway. And this is the short video clip I always play whenever I just present or train my students.
That's really cool.
So I met only 36 innovators at the cohort, but now I know like 100 times more innovators now. Through them, there were a lot of dots connected, and then we actually just connected with the problem solving and helping each other. So I think an innovator's journey is just the beginning of a connectivity. So with Steven this year, we just participated one of the project called the Google Classroom series. And also we did the GG APEC Connect, and also we helped like a global GG to establish. And also whenever my fellow innovators or GG leaders ask for the free webinars or make a like inspire speech for their students, but we always just happily join and help each other. And I was very happy to present at the 16th APEC Global Education Forum how the innovators, Google innovators and trainers use these digital tools to enhance learning during COVID-19. So I also use the national TV to help students who cannot really access to the digital because their parents work full-time or live with the grandparents. But that was actually the idea I got from my fellow innovators and trainers. So for me, the connectivity is, I think, for me, the sustainability goes well together, because without connectivity, you are isolated. And then the problem gets bigger. And so finally, through this journey today, I'm very happy to just introduce myself as one of the 11 coaches at Virtual Innovators Academy 21. Yes. As you can see, I actually, this year, the Virtual Innovators Academy 21, there are 62 innovators who joined this program, and 14 countries from Asian Pacific area joined. So I tried to connect the dots and came to realize that it looks like the arrow moving upward.
Yay!
So I think this is the message that the Google Innovation Academy is gonna just to enhance dramatically this year through this Virtual Innovation Academy 21. And you can see these dots, right? I just connected. And then I'm so happy to be one of the coaches this year. And I'm a coach. I'm in charge of group number 9. And then we actually made a little short video clip to celebrate some of the innovators who are facing or who faced or who are going to face the difficulties or challenges. You can just actually follow dance together with us.
Let's dance.
Tonight, 'cause we don't need permission to dance. We don't need permission to dance. We don't need permission to dance.
So this is actually my motto. Like, even though I am Google certified innovator and trainer, and also some of you already coach too, but I think we should just keep learning. And even there's something wrong, then we have to relearn and unlearn. And then I think the global community, innovators community and trainers community, Google organized for us, is an awesome community for us to learn, relearn, and unlearn together. And then one of the last activity I'd like to share with you is how I actually use the Google Earth project feature for my students to not only create or add their story into it, but how they can reflect or just to see how they can connect with it with the sustainability. So, Steven, would you just share the link?
Yes, I'll put the link here.
The audience.
Great.
Now, if you click the link, it's going to lead you to make a copy of the template. The template, right? So very first page, there are 17 sustainable development goals. So you can probably introduce this one during your class. And the next page, yes, all I did was very simple. You know the Jamboard, right? You can just add the image into it. And then if you can you can just go to the Google search, right? And then you can just say SDG, like for example, goal 1. It pops up the image like this. So you can just click and add. So that's what I did. So all you need to do is just to share this template with the students, and they can make their own copy. And while other student is presenting with their own project, students can actually select proper goals and see whether their story belongs to the certain sustainable development goals. That is going to also help the students understand these SDGs at the same time, like, become a producer and pro-consumer of digital tools. That's about my presentation today. Steven?
Thank you so much, Judy. I think everyone is so inspired of your journey. And you can get all our story on Google Earth Story. We will share the link for our story. Thank you so much for joining us. And I hope this is what happened after you become an innovators. And I know exactly, Judy, everyone who joined and watched this video will become even more than what we have done. All
I
right.
do hope so. I do hope so.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. I share the
So,
link on the story on the chat.
some
Thank
of my
you.
friends
Bye.
and then some of my group, and we know
Yeah.
and then Catherine, thank you for joining
Catherine,
us.
my team,
Madun
Lisa,
Zingin,
Hokan,
thank you for joining
Kusum,
us.
Bayu.
Everybody
Thank
have
you
a
for
nice
joining us.
weekend. Stay healthy.
Have a nice
See you next
weekend,
time.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for joining. You should
Thank
all know
you.
Judy,
Thank you.
Catherine, Hokan,
Thank
Kusum.
you, Kim. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you
Anjun.
from
Thank you, Lisa.
Jakarta.
Thank you, thank
Oh, you're
you.
from Jakarta. Hi. Hi,
Hi.
Hokin.
Yeah, I bring my team actually, Judy. I bring my team.
Oh, that's great.